Dr. Fernando Ranella, the Center for Back Pain Management, 561-819-6325. That's 561-819-6325 or injectpainaway.com.
AM 1470 with even more information you can use. Are you suffering with chronic pain? Tune in for No Bones About It with Dr. Alvin Stein. You'll learn non-invasive techniques that can help you get rid of your pain without the use of harmful drugs or surgery. That's No Bones About It with Dr. Alvin Stein. Tuesday mornings at 11, right here on AM 1470 WNN, South Florida's Health and Wealth Network.
The South Palm Beach County chapter of the National Parkinson Foundation fosters general awareness to the estimated 60,000 Parkinson disease patients living here in South Florida. The chapter strives to provide support, advocacy, activities, and community to PD patients and their families. And now they have a radio show right here on AM 1470 WNN. You can help. Contact their offices at 561-962-1702. And remember to listen to the Parkinson's Hour right here every Thursday at 6 p.m.
A bad back, heartburn, low libido, stiff joints, not sleeping well, got allergies, need to lose weight? If you want to feel better, please tune into my health talk show Sunday mornings at 10, the Dr. Bob Martin Show on Talk 1470 WNN.
This is Meryl Streep. There's so much in life we can't control. But here's something we can: colorectal cancer. It's the second leading cancer killer in the U.S., but it is almost entirely preventable. Screening finds polyps so they can be removed before they turn into cancer. If you're over 50, get screened for colorectal cancer. Screening saves lives. It could really save your life. For more information, call 1-800-CDC-INFO.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This is Talk 1470.
Talk 1470.
WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Sometimes life needs adjustments to work out for us, and making these adjustments can be difficult to see. Welcome to Change for a Better Life, Love, and Health with Nadia, a weekly empowerment show hosted by world-traveled Nadia Rosh, as she brings needed information to help you select the right path in life's challenges, relationships, and just taking care of your body. Nadia welcomes all questions on the show by calling 888-565-1470 and asking anything that you're having a problem with. You can see Nadia on changeforthebetter.tv, as each week she will bring new solutions to your life. And to reach Nadia directly, call 954-907-5176. Now, let's get ready for change with Nadia Rosh.
Hello, Harvey Katz here.
Hi, this is Nancy O, and welcome to Cover Your Assets, sponsored by Harvard Risk Management. And the subject matter is ID Protection, ID Shield. And I'd like to introduce you now, Harvard Katz. He's our co-host. And tell us a little bit about yourself, Harvard.
Yes, how you doing, folks? I am a serial entrepreneur and was a CEO of a two public companies. And when I retired, I decided to do something for the betterment of society and found ID Shield, ID and Legal Shield. But ID Shield is perfect for this time with all the things going on in the world today. That's why we came up with the name, Cover Your Assets.
And myself, Nancy O, I have a background in education, and I'm here today to share with you and educate you on a product that we offer through Harvard Risk Management. It's ID Shield, and its importance, as we know now, in our society, there are issues every day, every second, someone's being violated. So, Harvey, will you tell us a little bit about the background of Harvard Risk Management and the relationship to ID Shield and to Kroll, Kroll Company? Please tell us about that.
No, thanks, Nancy. Harvard Risk Management Corporation is the largest broker of legal and identity theft plans in the United States. We pride ourselves on providing high-quality and affordable services to our customers. For over 20 years, we have worked really, really hard for solutions for real problems facing individuals and families. Identity theft is a serious problem, as you all know, and that's one of the reasons why we're here. Nancy, every day over 40,000 victims of identity theft occur. Identity theft is now ranked number one, the number one fastest growing crime in America today, and that's according to the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. The average victim spends hundreds and hundreds of hours in the process of restoring their identity. The other thing is over 3.5 million children have already lost their identity in the United States of identity theft. You know, Nancy, it only takes about 60 seconds to find out that you've been a victim of identity theft.
Oh, yes, and hundreds of hours to restore it.
Yes, you've talked to people and know people that has happened
Definitely.
to.
But there is a solution.
Yeah.
Tell us about the solution.
Well, the solution is ID Shield. Before I tell you a little bit more about it, I just want to let people know there are 5 to 6 major types of identity theft. The first is people automatically assume it's credit, and that's your bank account or your credit cards, and that's what we hear in the news all the time. But that only makes up to about between 17 and 30% of identity theft. You still have driver's license, your Social Security cards, and the newest and the largest right now is your medical identity is being stolen. You also have the effect of criminals taking your credit cards or your driver's license. You have the other one is for minors. It's most systems out there only monitor your credit and your bank accounts and your credits. ID Shield is our product and provides the following services for each covered member. People get a credit analysis. They also get identity consultant services and email notifications of credit changes. A lot of services already provide that. However, we also provide quarterly credit score tracker as well as 24/7, 365-day-a-year emergency access. If something happens to you, you will be notified immediately. But our biggest and our best situation is that we actually restore your credit by licensed private investigators. They prevent about data breaches, your address changes, everyday pay loans monitoring, and even monitors your child's protection. We have a $5 million service guarantee, and that's the largest guarantee in the industry today.
Well, Harvey, this is such a awful situations to these identity vampires out there. Now, how does it work with Kroll risk?
Excuse me.
Fraud protection. How does it work with them?
Kroll?
Tell us about Kroll.
Kroll is, we have an exclusive arrangement with Kroll Services. Kroll was founded in 1972 by Julius Kroll, and believe it or not, he was a former executive of the CIA. Kroll is an amazing corporation. They have over 3,800 employees. They have 65 cities in the United States. They're headquartered in New York, and they're also in 33 countries. And that is amazing because Kroll himself does all the background checks for the CIA, for 30 different governments, and also monitors what they call the dark web. So if something happens, what Kroll they have private investigators who are employees, not contractors or subcontractors. These folks are actually sit there, and that's all they do is restore your identity if it's breached.
I have a question. What is the dark web that you're talking about?
The dark web that's a really great question, Nancy. The dark web is where the criminals go to sell identity.
Oh, yeah.
They also, it's where the criminals go to breach your emails, your insurance, all of your accounts that you may have. That's what's known as the dark web.
Okay, and these criminals, these vampires bundle different identities so they can sell it for people to leave the country and to new people coming in. It's through sale of these, identity bundles. And
the biggest one, believe it or not, the biggest price they get today is for a person's medical ID.
Oh.
Thanks to Obamacare, he lifted the ceiling from $5 million. There is no limit now on your medical benefits, so criminals love it.
Do you know any case in point about that?
Yes. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine received a call that and a bill in the mail that he for $2,800 on his medical insurance. And poor guy, he said, I never was at your hospital. It was 30 miles away. So he called up the hospital. They told him to bring his identification, come down, and they'll help him solve the problem. Well, he takes the car, gets there, brought all his identity, even his passport, his VA card, his medical card, his voter's registration, his driver's license, goes through the whole process in the bookkeeping department of the hospital. And guess what happens, Nancy?
What happened?
They say it signed the bottom of the page, and they looked at the signature, and it said, it doesn't match the one that you signed in as. And we can't give you any information because, according to HIPAA, it's private. Go home and good luck. He had to hire an attorney to get that.
Must have cost him quite a bit of money, and
it's not just the financial.
The stress and the strain and the whole thing psychologically, having an identity taken is a very, very demeaning, victimized feeling. It's a terrible
besides
thing.
Being victimized, it can be death-threatening because to give you an idea, if somebody changes your blood type and you're involved in an accident, they give you the wrong blood, you could die from that. It's that serious of a problem.
It's really awful problem. And the nice thing that I heard about Kroll is that up to $5 million.
It's up, yes. Kroll, besides
protection,
besides restoring your credit with a private investigator, he is assigned to you to fix this. They send you after it's reported. And you get back to them, they send you a limited power of attorney, which you sign and email back. From that point on, your worries are over. They will take care of it.
Up to $5 million?
They say, naturally, it's not even $5 million. It's more. It's the $5 million we put down as on the paper, but no matter how long it takes or how much it costs, Kroll will protect you and bring your identity back to where it was before the incident happened. They never had an incident come close to that amount of money, but the great thing is there's no out-of-pocket cost for an investigator. There's no list to choose. They are licensed, and that's all they do. They will call up the police department in your area. They'll call up the city and the state and the federal agencies to protect you and notify them that your identity has been breached. They'll also notify the passport. One thing Kroll does that nobody else does is they check and monitor address changes. You know how important that is.
Of course. Yeah, and credit monitoring too. Every so often you get a notification.
The credit monitoring like everybody else.
If there's anybody, there's a change in the credit. Or there's something suspicious going on. But after an incident has happened, can a person buy ID Shield and be able to use it? Say something.
Well, I'm glad you asked that.
Something happened. I'm
glad you asked that. As a matter of fact, today I had a new agent come on, and we were writing up policy for him for ID Shield and the legal shield. While we're writing it up, I'm entering his credit card number, and he gets a notification on his cell phone by his bank. You have fraudulent charges on your bank account. That's before a signature was finished. So he asked me, he said, Harv, tell me, am I covered? Or will I be covered? I could say with all confidence you're covered and you will be covered. Kroll is the only company that I know that will help restore your credit even if it's been breached before you joined.
Well, I suggest people out there, folks, if you've had that happen, and you can call this number. You can call 888-405-8780. That's Harvey's number personally, and he can help you get a membership for ID Shield. You can go to his website, coveryourassets.tv, and see the information there. But do contact Harvey personally. He'd love to speak with you and see how he can help you. So if it's happened within the last 6 months, they will cover you.
Yes, they will.
And if that's an amazing
It's
thing.
an amazing product.
I was on the show a couple of weeks ago saying, you better get it now because they won't, if it's too late after the fact. But now you're telling me this new information.
Actually, yes. We made calls to the corporation and found out that they've actually
how awesome is that?
do this because they feel that they're in the business of helping people and helping us. And this is a great help to the people. It takes such a burden off of them. Because who do you call? Who do you call when somebody goes and steals your child's Social Security number and you find out that they're $50,000 or $100,000 in debt?
How does that happen? How do they steal the numbers from unborn infants? And I know you're not an identity, you're not a theft, a vampire. But how do they do this?
It's simple. That's why I'm certified. And
certified risk management.
That's right. I have a.
That's Harvey.
And what happens is they do this today. The criminals go in. They can know what state. The first three numbers of your Social Security identifies your state. Mm-hmm. The rest of it contains your birthday. They have computers today that will actually go over and find out credit card, Social Security numbers for children who aren't even born. You know something, Nancy?
What?
Something else I learned.
What did you learn?
Last year, over 400,000 dead people opened bank accounts.
Oh, those are some of the hardcore facts that I wanted you to cover tonight.
Yeah,
I know
so it's really strange.
It's
but,
really...
it's just so funny because the way Kroll has acted and they have such a great reputation, it's just an amazing situation about it, how they work and how great the service is. They have... with all their years' experience, no other identity theft program can be as comprehensive as what Kroll offers and ID Shield offers today.
It's true, so extensive. But before we go on, I want to remind maybe you can go over some of the hard facts when I finish reminding the people where to find information, okay?
Sure.
You can call the number here. You can, if you have a case that you'd like to talk about or share with us right now during the show, you can call 888-565-1470 to call in. We'd love to, be able to hear your story, and just be advised that you can still purchase ID Shield protection if it's within 6 months, okay? If it's back a while, I'm sorry, but the Crow is very generous within 6 months. And you can also write this down. Go to Harvey's website, go to coveryourassets.tv. 888-405-8780 is Harvey's personal number. You want to speak with him, and there's information there, and you can actually purchase it online. And the interesting thing is it's very, very reasonable. I know the cost. For a single person, it's $9.95 for one person and a family of up to 10, and it covers children up to the age of 27.
No, on ID Shield it's 18 because it's minor.
Oh, okay.
After 18, they can buy their own car.
Okay.
They're considered legal,
so
but
up to 18, and it's pretty awesome because such a reasonable price, $19.95 to have your whole family protected, peace of mind. Because, having ID taken, it really disturbs the whole workplace because the employee or whoever it is, the employer, whoever has had that happen, gets a little mind-boggled when, with this going on. And so psychologically and, trying to restore what's been taken, and it's just so consuming. So now employers and corporations are interested in offering the ID Shield as a benefit for employees at a discount rate, so that it will save time and money and give their people in the workforce peace of mind.
Yeah, and studies have shown exactly what you said, Nancy. Studies have shown that if a business uses this, it gives the people and staff a more stable environment It also reduces absenteeism.
Oh, yes.
And then what that equals is better productivity.
Yeah,
the better productivity, the more
exactly.
the people are in the business is making money. And that's what this is about, giving the people peace of mind.
You know, if any of you out there have a business and you have employees, please feel free to call Harvey personally and ask him how you can arrange this for your employees at a discount rate. It could be either used as a benefit, offered through your company at a discount rate, or it can be personally purchased at discount for your employees.
Yeah, and the nice thing is with the employees, we offer free workshop seminars at the workplace, and what we offer is it's going to be fun. We offer the employer and the employee
you bring
a lot
lunch?
of great info. Sometimes
Donuts and coffee?
Dunkin' Donuts
I'll
and
show
coffee.
up. Well, you'll get a chance to see Harvey and Nancy. We'll come to you and do the seminar for you. It's and share with your staff what this is. How we can offer this to them at a discount price, and you, Mr. Employer, peace of mind, and you want to have it yourself.
Right now, the great thing about it is it's free, and that's the beauty. There's no obligation, and it's a completely voluntary system for the employee or for yourself.
It takes no longer than half an hour, 40 minutes, but we also give tips on how to protect your identity. So,
some
even
of
if
them
they show up
given
for
like last week.
Yeah, show up with those important tips and how to. It's a good should thing do for your people, and it doesn't take long. And gathering them together, will come from 1, 2, or 3 different seminars.
I had some people say, well, Harv, I'm going to send out a flyer to all my employees and ask them what they think. Well, naturally it's going to say, well, we're not interested, it might cost me money, so I'm not going to really be interested. So my normal thing is to them is just make arrangements with the hardest employees in your company, and let me give them a presentation and see if they see the benefit in the product. Once a person sees that benefit, they're right on board because they want the protection for themselves and their family.
Of course. And, once again, it's $19.95 a person, and for the whole family up to 10,
it's
$19.95. Now, for the group benefit, for the employer to offer the employees as a benefit, how much does it cost? It's a reduced rate, right?
Right, and a single person group rate is only $8.95, and for the family, believe it or not, is $14.95.
Oh.
So
Well,
that's a huge
big discount.
Huge discount.
It's really a wonderful thing just to offer the seminar or the short. It doesn't take more than an hour and a half, and it's very informative and going over how to protect yourself in this day and age against identity theft. Just for that alone to come, and the added benefit is being able to get the
free food.
The free food, but the ID shield protection.
The ID shield, and they also have. Yeah, the one thing, Nancy, we didn't touch on is that people should realize the revenue from trafficking, the financial data surpassed drug trafficking. And that came from the U.S. Secret Service.
Yeah, this is the number one identity theft is the number one consumer complaint now, and crime now in the United States. It's on the news morning, noon, night. One other thing, what happened up there? There's a big incident you wanted to share with the audience?
I'm surprised you're here, actually, Nancy, this
week.
Be
up there telling people and helping them out.
This past weekend.
Tell the folks out there what went on. In case they probably know already. But
University of in Orlando had a breach. The university had a breach of 60,000 students. Their identities were breached. This past Sunday, it was on the news that Universal Studios were breached, and all the customers' credit cards were breached.
Sounds like
by the way, anybody from Orlando, if you can hear me, give us a call and we can help you restore your identity.
Sounds like the same scoundrels were, moving around up there.
Yeah, so I thought you'd be writing a ton of policies up there, Nancy.
Oh, I'm on my way.
Oh, terrific.
So I'm looking at the time, and I just want to. Does anybody out there want to call in and share with us what has happened to you, or questions about what we're speaking about? Please call in. The number is 888-565-1470. We'd love to hear from you. And once again, I'm going to remind the folks where they can get information on Harvey's website. It's coveryourassets.tv. And go right to that site. You'll see Harvey's number there and information. Send an email, free information about how he can give you some tips if it hasn't happened, but how you can protect yourself.
Right.
And I'm looking at the time now. We're just getting ready to go. We have a couple of more minutes. Is there anything that we have? Harvey, do you give, what is, you're a risk management consultant. What does that mean?
Well,
you have that degree.
Yes.
Okay.
What that means is I've done a number of hours on studying about risk management, breaches of security, how it happens, what it takes, the number of hours that it takes an average person to restore their credit. One of the things we say is with ID Shield is we compare it to a smoke detector. Just remember, a smoke detector is in your house, and that was going to monitor your home against fires. But it's not the fire department. It's not a construction company. It's not anything to help restore and build your house. With ID Shield, we monitor it, but we also do the ID restoration. That's the main part of ID Shield. Actually. And again, give us a call, only $9.95 for an individual, $19.95 for a family up to 10.
Of course. And we're happy to come out to see you, employers. Give Harvey a call and perhaps make an appointment, and we can do a little information-given conversation, and we'll come out with a bright smile and information on how people can, your team, your people can better protect themselves and offer them this. It's peace of mind. And I think it's about time for us to go, but I'd like to invite everybody to join us again very soon next week. And thank you for being here.
And we'll see you next week.
Come back, invite your friends to listen in, but be sure to call in. It's been awfully quiet here. We'd like to hear from you. So,
now, Nancy, next week I'm going to try to get a special friend of ours in Bruce.
Oh, Bruce,
and we'll see if we can get Bruce to come in.
Palm Beach.
From Palm Beach and tell his story. And
exactly.
I think that we'll have a lot of fun with him as well.
He's a risk management consultant too, isn't
yes,
he?
Yes, he is.
So,
he
can say why
he's
he
one
became
of our newest members of the family.
And anybody who wants to help with the cost, please contact Harvey, and he can tell you about how to become one of us with a mission. Okay? Thank you so much for being here tonight, and see you next week. Okay?
Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Better life, real feeling, change for a better day, better way, better life, more meaning, change for a better day, better way, better life, real feeling, change for a better day, better way, better life, more meaning, change for a better day, better way, better life.
You have been listening to Change for a Better Life with Nadia Rosh as she explores the mysteries of life, love, and health. Tune in next week for another chapter that will help you make